Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I think I'm better than okay. I'm goodish.
All right.
I'm almost great. Coming up later in the program, going to be visiting with Justin Ledford. He's got a thing called Visions to the Top. It's a book that he put out, and I'm actually pretty excited to talk to him because it's a lot about positive thinking, and if you think you're going to do well, you're going to do well, and if you don't think you're going to do well, you probably won't do so well. So I'm excited to visit with him, and I'm going to think that it's going to be a good interview, so I hope that it'll be a good interview.
Okay.
A Scottish man has won recognition as the fastest human in the world when it comes to typing a text message.
Who cares?
I don't know. He's pretty darn quick. You're not going to see him in the Olympics. We do have a dude that is faster than the fastest man on the planet. We're going to talk about that later in the program. A study in Britain found the average teenage boy is so paranoid about his looks that he spends over an hour getting ready to go out. A boy in Britain.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know any boys around here
No,
that are
our
like
son
that.
spends like 3 minutes getting ready to go
Yeah,
out.
if even.
Pulls the shirt out of the hamper,
Yeah.
dusts the crumbs off it, and it's like, all right, time to go.
Yeah, exactly.
We went to pick him up to go on a family vacation. He found out we were there, and he's like, okay, let me pack my bag. And 2 minutes later, he was out.
Yeah.
I think we woke him up.
I think so,
Anyway,
too.
coming up, we got some special stuff today. We'll tell you all about it in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, August the 18th. Today is Bad Poetry Day. Roses are red, violets are not. I don't have anything to finish this because it's Bad Poetry Day.
Okay.
What do you think of that one?
Uh,
Yeah, not so much. It's Mail Order Catalog Day. Oh, hey. It's like, when I ordered you through the mail, remember that? My mail-ordered bride. Where they got me was on the shipping. So.
oh, my gosh. That was rude.
No, it wasn't. I was just, why? What was rude about that?
Because shipping costs by weight, so...
Oh, well, no. Then the shipping was free. That's what it was.
Wow.
I didn't really order her by mail. Today is National Badge Ribbon Day and Serendipity Day, and John gets to apologize to Heidi Day. I really didn't mean to say anything negative about that. I was being a Weisenheimer, and apparently that backfired. It's like when you got this funny little joke bomb, you're holding it, and it goes off right in your own hands. Yeah, that's just what happened there. Coming up, got some fun stuff to share on a Thursday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Email marketing is affordable and a proven way to grow your business. If it's done right, you can stay in contact with your customers to let them know when you have new things to offer. You stay in control the whole time, too. You decide when the messages are sent, and you decide what is being said. So you're constantly in control of your business image. You can do this, but don't try it on your own. Team up with one of the biggest names in email marketing, Constant Contact. Sign up for a free trial right now at radiosavings.com. Sign up now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. What is the weirdest thing you've ever worn? How about bugs? Would you wear those on purpose?
No.
Yeah, two 17-year-old jewelry makers from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. They're hoping that they'll have swarms of customers with their latest creation. Earrings and necklaces made from dead bugs.
You know what, though? We saw some of those when we went to the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah.
They were actually kind of cool.
I just don't see it, man. I just don't
They
see
were
it at all.
really expensive.
Catherine Maloney and Brady Cullen are selling jewelry made out of cicadas that swarmed their town. Sandwich is the name of the town, and that's up in Massachusetts. And they caught these little fellers and they died, or maybe they picked them up after they died. I'm not sure. Did they kill the bugs to make the jewelry?
I don't know.
I'm not exactly sure how that works.
I'm sure they just found the dead bugs laying around and started picking them up.
Wow, that's really nice. I'd like some matching cufflinks. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go.
Then they'd be smushed. So
I can
they
make
have
some
to find the
cufflinks
dead
now.
ones.
It's not, how big is a cicada? Those are pretty
They're
big.
pretty big.
It'd take more than a little swat like a mosquito then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, they make necklaces and earrings from dead bugs. I have no interest in that kind of thing. First of all, I don't wear jewelry, so that wouldn't probably fit me anyway. But even if I did, I wouldn't want to wear a dead bug necklace or a dead bug earring. Would you see yourself doing something like that?
No, not at all.
Yeah, me neither. I don't see it. But Young ladies, they're both 17. I wish you the very best, and I hope you sell a whole lot of them, and I hope you run out of dead bugs because your parents are probably sick of storing them in the house anyway. So when are you going to do something with these dead bugs? No, Mom, I'm selling them. Really,
I'm
I
gonna
am.
make jewelry.
Yeah, I bet you are. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. And by the way, you know that these girls are doing this. You know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. If you're going to hide your stash of drugs, don't hide them outside of a police station. That's not smart.
That's
21-year-old
common sense.
man placed $1,500 worth of marijuana right under a rock as he was heading into police headquarters one morning prior to an appearance for a superior court. Daniel Garcia came back 2 hours later. All he found was a note that said, "You're under arrest. Look up."
Oh, my gosh.
2 officers watching from inside the headquarters went out and placed him under arrest. His father could not believe the story and said that his son claimed the police planted the drugs on him.
Right.
No, those weren't my drugs. Why were you picking up
Then
a
why
rock?
were you going there?
What were you going out there and picking up that rock for?
Yeah.
You know, you're the only one that have known there was something under that rock.
Oh, my.
It takes all kinds.
It certainly does.
Kids, stay in school, get a good job, and don't do drugs. There you go. Little advice from Uncle John. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. We've got your scoop of the day coming up here in a bit. I always try to get our moment of duh out of the way first. This is somebody that did something really dumb. This is from the Everybody is Responsible for Everything Except for Me file. A woman just won a lawsuit against Hoyt's Cinema in Australia because, are you ready for this? The theater did not put up a warning sign saying the theater seats would retract when nobody was sitting in them.
Oh, my.
So she stood up and tried to sit down again, missed the chair, and decided to sue and won her case. This is a case of double duh because she didn't have a problem sitting down the first time. It was only when she got up and tried to sit down again that the seat didn't fold down with her. I don't know what she was expecting,
man.
but she sued and won.
Well, at least it's somewhat comforting to know it's legal systems all across the world that are
Australia
screwed up,
is where
not
that
just
happened.
ours.
Yeah, I just think that is ridiculous. All right, coming up, we've got the DeLorean Dad. I don't know if you saw this video. If you haven't, you're going to have to go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Really cool video on there. Also got a lot of other fun stuff that we're going to be chatting about, some things from the Olympics, and much, much more. It's all on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
The scoop of the day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. We're going to start with this DeLorean Dad. Have you seen this video?
I don't think so.
Okay, a little girl's parents didn't tell the daughter that they bought a DeLorean. So there's a YouTube video uploaded by the girl's dad where they're walking down the road and they see a Back to the Future car on the street. And the little girl's saying, "Oh, Dad, look at that." And she really likes it. So they go over and pose for photos. Well, then Dad pulls the handle on the gull-wing door and it opens up. And she's like, Dad, you can't do that. You get in trouble. And then he gets in the car. She is freaking out. She thinks her dad's going to get arrested. And then he starts it up. And
How
that's
old
when
is
she
this
finds
girl?
out that they own the car. She's
How
just
old
a
is
young
this
girl.
girl?
I don't know. I'm not good at guessing. Under 20.
Wow.
I have no clue. You can see the video, Heidi, at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. I should have maybe made you watch that before we talked about it. It's really cute, though. I love DeLoreans, so I love the car. A man is walking from Seattle to New York to raise money for a friend who's serving as a missionary in Kenya. How is that going to
See,
raise
I don't
money?
understand how that raises money.
From Seattle to New York, that's a long... Is he going to, like, pick up aluminum cans along the way?
I have
those
no
in?
idea what he's up to.
I don't know how that works. If you're just going to raise money, just
Or
raise
is he
some
just
money.
asking for fun?
don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, you wouldn't have to walk
No.
to
You
start a
could-
GoFundMe
You
page
can do it
for
on
somebody.
a moped or something if you want.
weird.
Hey, $4.6 billion. That's the amount of dollars Rio is expected to lose by hosting the Summer Olympics. How do they lose money? All those people coming to town and they're losing money?
People are afraid to leave their rooms.
Yeah, I would be. The last profitable Olympic Games, by the way, took place in 1984. Where were those held? Los Angeles. So there you go. Last profitable Olympics in Los Angeles.
See, that's the thing. They have to put so much money into making everything's grander and grander and grander, and there's so many requirements.
I just don't know how you're losing money, though. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, if they have to spend all that money to build brand new tennis courts and everything, I could see how they lose money.
$4.6 billion? This must be some nice tennis courts. Hey, speaking of the Olympics, Usain Bolt, one of the fastest men on the planet. I think he is the fastest man on the planet. And there's a guy that's faster than him. But we're not talking about running. This guy is faster than him at solving a Rubik's Cube. They recorded him doing his run, and they had a mixed-up Rubik's Cube, and they started the thing, and when they had the go, the guy started doing the Rubik's Cube, and he finished the Rubik's Cube before he finished the race. And I've got a video to prove it. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. That's the kind of Olympics I'm interested in right there.
Wow.
An ultralight pilot in Germany spends the night in a tree after a crash.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this happened. 12 hours stuck in a tree. Rescuers were able to reach him overnight. Attempts to bring the man down from his lofty 100-foot perch above ground had to be abandoned at night because of the risk that the plane and the pilot could accidentally be dislodged and the whole thing would fall to the ground. So the 59-year-old had to just kind of hang out. He was able to be rescued unharmed on Tuesday. So that's what happens when you crash your ultralight airplane into a tree.
Well, thankfully he wasn't harmed.
Yeah, no kidding. Wacky but true, Michigan couple is suing the makers of Pokemon Go for turning their previously quiet cul-de-sac into a nightmare with people blocking driveways and trespassing. So I don't think they're going to win, but good luck to you.
Yeah, because I think you can just request that Can't you just? I think I've been told you can just contact them and say I want this site removed.
Yeah, I don't want to stop here. I think that's all they're going to have to do. Police in the UK arrested a man of robbing a candy store. He took several $100s in cash and 8 pounds of fudge. I think we talked about this because he had a pair of underwear on his head. I remember talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
So this was on another site too now. That is some funny stuff right there. All right, that's going to do it for your Scoop of the Day. Coming your way in a bit, we've got a guest going to be chatting about, this is a really cool thing, about thinking positively and making sure that you have the right thought process. Justin Ledford with Visions to the Top. It's a book that he's got out. We're going to chat with him in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Whether you're following the election or not, you understand that it impacts you. And this will be a historic election. The mainstream media has their own spin on who's going to win, but PoliticalStorm.com lets you chime in. You can keep yelling at the TV if you want, see how that works out. Or truly voice your opinion and have it heard at PoliticalStorm.com. Be informed from several different sources all in one place. Watch videos, listen to podcasts like mine, and read fun editorials to engage your brain. You have a choice, and now you have a voice, too, at PoliticalStorm.com. That's PoliticalStorm.com. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. I've got a special guest we're going to be talking to today. We're going to talk about adversity, getting through things. And we've got Justin Ledford. He's got a great book called Visions to the Top, a Millionaire's Secret Formula to Productivity, Visualization, and Meditation. And something that's interesting is he actually cut off his hand. And we'll let him tell the story. Hang on a second here. Let's just say hello to Justin. How are you, sir?
Hey, what's up, John? How you doing?
Very, very good. Let's talk about what you were telling me just a little bit ago here about the situation where you had an accident and lost your hand. First of all, how did that happen?
So I was working with a company called Cutco Cutlery, which is literally like the world's sharpest kitchen knives as a young man. And I brought a new knife home. I stuck it in a pumpkin, and I decided to get on one knee for better leverage. And I pushed down on the knife, and without even recognizing it, the knife went all the way through the pumpkin and all the way through my hand. Oh. I stood up immediately, and my hand was on fire, but it looked perfectly fine. I brought my hand on my face. I'm like, why is my hand on fire? And all of a sudden, my left hand split open from all the way from my thumb to the bottom near my pinky, and it was pretty gruesome. Like, covered the walls, covered the ceiling. It was a crazy experience, and I ran outside, and it was a day after Halloween. People thought I was joking. There was blood everywhere, all over me. I was like, help! And fortunately, by the grace of God, a friend showed up. We were going to hang out, and he took me to the hospital. But the thing was, the doctor told me, after several hours of waiting, and, he told me, you will never use your hand again.
Oh, man.
He told me how severe of a cut it was. And I remember looking at him right before I passed out for surgery, and I said, I will not accept your diagnosis.
Awesome.
And then I passed out, and I'd love to go into more detail if you'd like me to.
Yeah, that's so. How old were you at the point that this happened?
Oh man, I was 22 years old. I was a young man. I was making great money. Like, the world was my oyster. I was very successful at that time in my life. No issues. And then that one moment in my life literally changed everything.
Yeah, that is crazy. And the doctor was saying that, hey, you're not going to be able to do this. But let's fast forward to today. Was it your right hand or your left hand, first of all?
My left hand. It actually works perfectly fine.
And it works.
I was fortunate to go to a seminar with Tony Robbins. He has a Netflix out called I Am Not Your Guru.
Yeah.
You walk on fire at these events. It sounds kind of crazy, but it's like mental, personal growth. It makes you like a warrior. It makes you super strong to go to these events once you complete them. And I learned at that event that whatever the mind can believe, it can achieve.
Yeah.
And we become whatever we think about. So I had a moment in that hospital bed I literally thought, oh, this sucks. This is horrible. And they were giving me, medications and stuff. And I had a weak moment where I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get some more of these narcotics. And then I realized from the personal growth from Tony Robbins, we become what we think about.
Yeah.
And visualization and meditation. And I decided, no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to focus on what I can control. I can control my thoughts. I kept saying to myself, okay, what can I do to make my hand heal faster? How can I become better? I need to get back to work. What do I need to do to get back to work? And here I am today, several years later. I'm the number one producer in my business. My book is it's doing great. I teach people about visualization because that's the thing that got me out of making my hand be able to use it again. I truly believe the visualization and meditation and obviously the power of prayer are like what we all have the potential to tap into if we just know how to tap into it.
And these are tools that are available to all of us if we just pick them up and use them, right?
Absolutely. I mean, a Russian scientist published a study several years ago. They got 4 group of Olympian athletes, and the first group, they made them practice 100% of the time. The second group, they made them practice 75% of the time, and 25% of the time they made them do a visualization, seeing themselves win first place, seeing themselves beat their opponent, feeling what it felt like to be in the water. Group 3, they did 50% exercise and 50% visualization. And Group 4, they did 75% visualization and only 25% workout. The crazy part, John,
yeah.
Group 4, the people who visualized 75% of the time and worked out 25% of the time, they performed better every single time in the Olympics.
Wow.
The people who use mental rehearsal as a success tactic. And, Oprah Winfrey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jim Carrey, these are just a few people that swear by this stuff. They say visualization is a practice where you can close your eyes and see your life as if you want it to be. So I've been doing that for years now and teaching people how to do it. I have 5 phases that I teach. And, if you want to go into that, I'm happy to go into that. It's also in my book.
Yeah, let's talk about the things that people do learn when they read your book. Again, the book is called Visions to the Top. What do they find when they crack that open? And first of all, do they learn a little more about your story of what happened with your hand before they get into the lessons?
Yeah, the first couple of chapters, it walks them through the dance of my life and what happened with my hand. Then I have a daily acronym. It's called Daily Visions, and each letter in Visions represents a practice that you can do to live your dream life. I'm all about living a life by design instead of living a life by default. Most people go to work, they dip out early, they come home, they turn on TV. The average American watches over 5 hours of TV a day.
Wow.
And then they go back to work, and 5 years later, they might be overweight, they might not be healthy with their wife, or husband. They might not be fulfilled, and it's because they're living a default life instead of a dream-fulfilled life with intention and purpose. And I just have a blueprint. Everybody needs a blueprint. There's a crazy study. 95% of Americans, this is according to the U.S. Census Bureau, they tracked 100 people over 40 years. And they did this over and over again. And 95% of those people out of the 100 retire broke.
Wow.
There's only 5% of people that retire comfortable, wealthy, money in the bank, or take the vacation they want to do, or eat the food they want to eat. And that's because those 5%, some of them, might have had money growing up, but a majority of them, according to the statistic, had a plan on how to save money. And I teach basics of how to set your own plan to retire in that top 5%. Also, as far as visualization goes, the 5 phases that I was telling you about, it's real simple. The first phase is just inward breath. You just focus on your breathing. You're sitting down, your eyes are closed, you do this in the morning, your back is erect, your spine is straight. You focus on inward breathing. You do this for a while, deeply inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Get comfortable, get relaxed. The second phase is past visions. This is where you start to feel what it felt like in moments of your past when you were happy, when somebody gave you love, a parent or sibling, a hug or a kiss, a moment that was a success in your past. Maybe you had a victory in work or in a sports game, or you were watching a sports game. You want to focus on several different images and let those flood through your mind's eye, past successes of visions. That's phase 2. Phase 3 is future visions. By doing future visions, what that means is you try to feel what it feels like a year from now. Where do you want to be a year from now? How do you if it's weight, do you see yourself with a 6-pack or maybe 10 pounds lighter or 20 pounds lighter? With income, would you like to have maybe 10 or 20 or however many thousands of dollars saved in your bank account? You can see it on your computer. With a goal, if you're in sales, do you see yourself on stage getting recognized in front of the company president? Or, if you're a parent, you see yourself 6 months from now or a year from now giving love to your children. You want to see future visions of success. And the most important thing is tap into the emotion as if you're already there. And that's the key, is tapping into the emotion as if it's already happened. And then, of course, the last phase is you tap into the cosmos. Whether you believe in the universe or, a creator, you tap into that and accept your vision and know that it's going to come true. Because remember, we become what we think about. And that was from Earl Nightingale. And Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Albert Einstein and Thomas Edison, they both talked about how the brain is a transmitter and a receiver of frequency. And if we learn and people practice their meditation and visualization, and they start to focus on what they want in life, doing this in the morning before their day starts, and then take action towards it, that's when things start to happen, the coincidences. You get phone calls. The right people start to show up. I have literally hundreds and hundreds of examples, not only from myself, but from the people that have read my books from all over the world, Russia, Europe, the Middle East, here in America. People email me, say, I did what you said, and here's what happened to me.
Nice.
And it's a really good feeling, because I'm not the creator of this. I'm not like a guru or anything. I'm just a normal guy. I'm under 30 years of age. I've had crazy success. I've made it past the millionaire mark in multiple different businesses. And I attribute that success to understanding how to tap into visualization, understanding how to focus one's intentions, use mental imagery in the morning, and then take action, and those miracles, quote unquote, start happening in our lives.
Again, visiting right now with author Justin Ledford. He's got the book Visions to the Top, a Millionaire's Secret Formula to Productivity, Visualization, and Meditation. And it's been fascinating to visit with you. And I like how, you had this thing that a lot of people would have listened to that doctor's advice, and they would have said, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to learn how to deal with things with just one hand. And instead you said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to achieve things that you don't even think I could possibly achieve, and you went on to do it. So I'm really proud of you, and that's really cool that you did that at such a young age as well.
John, I really appreciate what you're doing. You're spreading good vibrations on the earth, and I appreciate the recognition. I'm truly blessed to be able to share this information with people. And all I want, what's best, I literally want people to live their best life. I want people to live a level 10 life, and not a life of mediocrity, wishing they would have done this or wishing they could have had that. If I literally lay it out, we can all have exactly what we want here in America. We have everything at our fingertips. We just got to know the simplest and fastest way to get there.
If maybe a person listening right now is saying, hey, I'd like to maybe check this book out, where can they find a copy of your book, Justin?
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate that, John. You can go to VisionsToTheTop.com. Again, it's VisionsToTheTop.com.
Again, Justin Ledford has been our guest today. Justin, thank you so much for taking time to chat with us, and it was a lot of fun to visit, man.
My pleasure. I look forward to being back on with you some other time.
That would be awesome. Again, his website, VisionsToTheTop.com. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This is Richard Lustig, the world's first and only 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Since I endorsed Lottolicious, I have won something every single draw. They do all the work. You don't have to worry about running to the store to buy your tickets. They take care of all that. So if you're looking for the best way to play the lottery, to give yourself the best chance of winning, go to RadioLottoPool.com and join today. Again, that website is RadioLottoPool.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The term, it's all fun till someone loses an eye, is an ancient Roman term. Did you know that? It's been going on a long time. A lot of mama's been using that for a long time. The only rule during wrestling matches was no eye gouging. Everything else was allowed, so that's where that came from. It's all fun and games till somebody pokes an eye out.
Huh.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Strength is the longest word in the English language with only one vowel. Strength. And that's a pretty strong word. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
When the body is resting, it takes about 10 liters of air every minute. So if you're just resting, that's how much air you're going through. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Merry-go-rounds turn counterclockwise. I never thought of that before. So like the little things with the horses, they always go counterclockwise.
Oh.
I didn't think so. I think they go...
No, they go clockwise.
This one says they go counterclockwise. So I don't know. Another fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
That song... You know where they're talking about the lion sleeps tonight?
Yeah.
He also sleeps today. A lion sleeps about 20 hours a day.
Huh.
That's a whole lot of sleep. So the lion sleeps tonight and this afternoon and this evening and today. Pretty much just gets up to eat, I think. I want to be a lion when I grow up. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
Email marketing is affordable and a proven way to grow your business. If it's done right, you can stay in contact with your customers to let them know when you have new things to offer. You stay in control the whole time, too. You decide when the messages are sent, and you decide what is being said. So you're constantly in control of your business image. You can do this, but don't try it on your own. Team up with one of the biggest names in email marketing, Constant Contact. Sign up for a free trial right now at radiosavings.com. Sign up now at radiosavings.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. After minutes and hours of debate here, Heidi says that she's correct. This fun fact was correct. Merry-go-rounds do spin counterclockwise.
They do spin counterclockwise.
I had not put that much thought into it. I wondered why you weren't really chiming in on anything else there for a while.
I was thinking.
Yeah, putting a lot of thought into it.
I was thinking of every merry-go-round I've ever been on. I'm like, you know what? I think they do. I think they do go
I've only been on a few, so I don't really have those memories seared into my brain as well as you do, apparently. Hey, how many years does the average human spend doing some specific things? Like, how many years of your life do you spend sleeping? That's the longest thing on the list here, by the way.
I don't know. How many?
23
Whoa.
years. So if you add up all your sleep for the average person, you get 23 years of sleep. How much time do you spend at work?
Oh, I don't know.
19 years.
I think our numbers are reversed.
I can switch those two around. How about leisure activities?
I don't know.
9
18
years.
18 minutes.
9 years. Travel. This includes a morning commute, like driving from place to place. You spend 7 years traveling. You spend 6 years eating. So if you add up all the meal times, I think mine's probably higher than that. Because I got food in front of me right now. I'm always eating. Illness. How many years do you think you spend being sick over the course of your lifetime?
Well, that's going to be very different for everybody.
Well, they say the average is 3 years. Doing personal care items like taking care of yourself, 2 years. And the thing on the list that surprises me that is such a minimal thing, because it should be a much bigger thing on the list, is religion, spending time at church. If you add all of those hours up over the course of your lifetime, it's about 1 year that you spend. So that's kind of sad. You'd think that would be higher than being sick, you know. You'd hope. So I think I'm going to make a pledge to be sick less and go to church more. How's that sound?
We're never sick.
I know, but I'm going to be even sick less than that.
Okay.
Less than never. There you go. All right, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Now I'm not feeling well. Uh-oh.
John and Heidi.
If you're in business, you need a website. Come on, it's 2016. Do you think this internet thing is not going to catch on? Many business owners that don't have a website think it's just too expensive. Well, now it's not. You can get a website for a few $100s, not thousands of dollars that are charged elsewhere. We can help you set up and design the site and then turn you loose to manage it, or we can help you manage the site for just a tiny bit more. Learn about this special radio offer right now at radiosavings.com. Get an extra $50 off if you sign up this month at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Got a fun story here about a polar bear that attacked a campsite. But here's the crazy thing. He left all the food there. Guess what the polar bear ripped into?
I don't know.
Toothpaste and vitamin C.
Really?
What the heck was going on? So apparently this polar bear, they're really confused because there was a lot of food and even fresh meat all within like polar bear reaching distance. So he could have grabbed all of this stuff. But for some reason, at this Arctic island of Spitsbergen, the polar bear, there's no bird involved, he chewed into a tube of toothpaste and sucked out all the contents. And then while he was there, he's like, I'm going to have a couple of vitamin C pills. Experts say the bear was probably driven by curiosity more than anything else. And they apparently like to try new things. So there you go. This polar bear's got pearly whites, and he's all topped off on his vitamin C. I just think that's really funny.
Interesting.
There you go. Quite the campsite. Can you imagine coming back to your campsite and seeing a polar bear brushing his teeth? You go ahead and keep that.
That one's yours.
He didn't brush his teeth. He just ate the toothpaste. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
A mother gives birth to her fourth child, and here's the crazy thing. She didn't even know she was pregnant.
Oh, man. You hear about this all the time.
I don't understand this.
As somebody who has had children, I don't know how that's possible.
I noticed when you were having our daughter, I was like, hey, look, kind of looks like you have a baby in there. I could tell.
I just don't know how that's possible because
It's
you can
pretty
feel
cool.
them moving. You
I
can
know.
feel, I mean.
Well, story goes like this. A mother has given birth to a baby girl without even realizing she was pregnant. Helen Thompson, 35, thought she was just putting on a couple of pounds. When she went to the hospital because of stomach pains, they discovered, oh, hey,
you're in labor.
You're going to have a baby. At the hospital, she gave birth to a 6-pound, 15-ounce baby girl, and she said the doctors and nurses couldn't believe I didn't even know I was pregnant. We had no plans for more children. I thought I was just putting on weight.
Wow.
You imagine?
I just don't know how that's possible.
I got to get a babysitter because I got to run to the hospital. I'm not feeling well. And then you come home with another baby. And you're like, hey, guess what?
Huh.
Next time I hire you, I'm going to have another baby.
And we even know somebody personally
Yes,
that
we do.
happened to.
And she had no clue. And she thought she was, she wasn't feeling well. She went in and came home with a baby.
Yeah, I just don't.
I was like, what? How does that happen?
Don't know how that's possible.
Maybe the stork did it. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Whether you're following the election or not, you understand that it impacts you. And this will be a historic election. The mainstream media has their own spin on who's going to win, but PoliticalStorm.com lets you chime in. You can keep yelling at the TV if you want. See how that works out. Or truly voice your opinion and have it heard at PoliticalStorm.com. Be informed from several different sources all in one place. Watch videos, listen to podcasts like mine, and read fun editorials to engage your brain. You have a choice, and now you have a voice too at PoliticalStorm.com. That's PoliticalStorm.com. It's no secret that I'm the one around here that has to dig around and find stuff to talk about. So the other day as I was flipping through Woman's Day, just kidding, I was not, but I was on the internet and I found from Woman's Day 6 ways to save energy. You ready for this, Heidi? You want to save some energy around the household?
Always.
Set your thermostat at 68 degrees during the day and 60 degrees at night. What do we have ours set at? Because you set that. I don't. Ours are set at like 12. It's freezing cold in our house.
No, it is not. 60 degrees at night, so I can turn ours down.
No. Leave it where it is. Where is it now?
68.
At night?
Yeah.
Yeah, they say 68 degrees during the day and 60 degrees at night.
Okay, see, we're 74 during the day.
Oh, I love it.
and 68 at night. So I'm going lower at night.
No, you are not.
Yeah, I am.
All right, they're saying keep. This is probably like in the wintertime, because you don't want to heat. That's probably why they have it set so high. Yeah, let's go with that. Keep lamps and TVs away from air conditioning thermostats. The heat produced from these things can make the air conditioner run longer. Reduce trips to the refrigerator. Every time that door is opened, about 30% of the cold air escapes. Especially if you're as dumb as me and you stand there with the door open and you're staring in there going, duh, what do I want to eat?
Now I know why my dad was always screaming at me to close the refrigerator door.
When I was a kid, my dad said, I'm going to invent a refrigerator with a window in it. And I was like, yeah, whatever, Dad. Now they have those. I don't like that. Dad was way ahead of his time. Take a look at your furniture arrangement. Make sure your vents and radiators are not blocked by sofas, chairs, and other items. Remove lint from the dryer filter. A lot of people don't realize how dangerous that is. You can increase your energy use by up to 30%, and you can cause fires if you leave that lint in there. And finally, if you'd like to have an energy audit, there's a home energy saver calculator on this website, and you punch in your zip code, and it gives you all the best ways to save energy. I'm going to give you the details on that.
You forgot one.
What's that?
Run your ovens at night as to not heat up your house.
Yeah, quit making fun of that. I was putting together some energy saving tips. I took that one off because we heard it.
I noticed.
We heard it. I was like, that's kind of sounds stupid. I don't think that's what I meant when I typed that. Anyway, I have this link if you like all the details at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think this is pretty good news. When Jenny Steffi was recently married, she walked down the aisle with a man who was not her father, but who had her father's heart.
I saw this online. This is a beautiful story.
Her father passed away and donated his heart, and the man who now has her heart walked her down the aisle. What a cool story. And I watched this video online, and I got to admit, I'll admit, because I'm man enough to say it, it made me cry. Did it make you cry when you watched it?
No.
You just took another shot of whatever you were drinking? And
I did not cry, but it was nice.
My wife's so manly. I'm over here crying. I'm like, isn't that so special? She's like, whatever. Tighten up your panties, John. We got more show to do here. Anyway, it's good. My manly wife, and I'm over here crying. I'm like, that's so sentimental. According to Yahoo News, Jenny's father, Michael Steffi, was murdered in 2006. His organs were donated. Arthur Thomas received his heart. When Jenny hugged Arthur for the first time, she felt her father's heart beating inside of him. In addition to honoring her father's memory, Jenny said that she made the decision in hopes of encouraging others to donate and sign up to be organ donors. And I think that's such a cool thing to do. And I don't know if I have it in writing somewhere. I think it's on my driver's license, but they don't look at that.
Mine's on my driver's license.
I want to donate my organs. If there's anybody that needs my stuff, wait till I'm dead, please. But I do. I really think that would be good.
If there's anything worthy of being given,
and you're like, this guy,
we'll get right on that.
He's not in very good shape. That is why he died. So,
your bladder, I think somebody could use. You've got like the biggest, strongest bladder of anybody I have ever met. You're like a camel.
Is that a good thing?
I'm assuming so. I don't know.
Every once in a while, we're married, so that's how she knows it. Every once in a while, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll go to use the restroom, and I'll hear Heidi laughing in the room because I'm peeing for so long.
It always reminds me of that scene in The Naked Gun where he forgets he's got that microphone on him.
This falls in the TMI category. Too much information.
This goes on forever.
All right. I have a link to the story we were talking about at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Now I got to go use the restroom. Thanks for listening on a Thursday.